All right, if you are looking to calculate your net worth and track your net worth, you are in for a treat, because in this video I'm going to show you a little known tool that I've been using the last couple years to calculate and track my net worth. And it's really been awesome because it gives me a really great kind of overview snapshot of my financial health and everything that's going on. And so if you're looking to take control of your finances and really want to improve your financial situation, tracking your net worth is one of the best things that you can do. And in this video, we're going to talk about a couple of the different ways you can do this, but this one tool in particular I absolutely love. It's fantastic, and on top of all that, it is 100% free. So if you're looking for some great ways to track your net worth, hang tight, we're just about to start. And if you're new here, my name is Bob Loddick. Welcome to our channel. And what we do here is we talk about all kinds of ways to put more money in your pocket, practical stuff, but then we also talk about some of the timeless biblical principles on how to manage our money wisely. So if that's something that resonates with you, you can definitely hit that subscribe button so you can hear from us as we create new content along these lines. Now, as we're going through the video, any links that I mention, I'll have them linked up down below so you can check them out. And also be sure to take advantage of the comment section down below. Any questions that you might have or anything that comes up, leave them down in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, and I think that's about all the housekeeping for today. So let's get started. All right, so let's start with how to actually calculate your net worth. Lucky for us all, this is about as simple of a math problem as it can be. So all you need to do to actually calculate your net worth is to take your assets minus your liabilities, and that is your net worth. So your assets being everything that you own that has some sort of value. So any money in your checking account and your savings account, the equity in your house, how much your cars would be worth, really anything that you could sell that has any sort of value, that would fall into the assets category. And then over on the liability side, this is any debts that you owe. So this would be credit cards, this would be student loans, this would be your mortgage, car loans, anything along those lines. And so the simplest way to do this is really just take out a sheet of paper and you can just write down all your assets on one side, total them up, write down all your liabilities on the other side, total that up, and then subtract those two, and that gives you your net worth. Now, while doing this on a sheet of paper can be incredibly simple, it actually can be kind of time consuming, especially if you want to update this somewhat regularly. And that's one of the things I'm so excited about with this free net worth tracking tool that I've been using the last few years, that I can go in one time and kind of put all this information in, and then it will continuously monitor and track my net worth going forward. All right, so why should we track our net worth in the first place? And I think what it comes down to is this idea that if you want to improve something, you need to measure it. You need to know where you are and whether you're making progress. Peter Drucker has this great quote where he says, "Whatever gets measured gets managed." And the scary truth is that if we're not actually measuring what's going on in our finances, we don't know if we're going forwards or backwards at all. And so the bottom line is, if you're really serious about your finances and improving your financial picture, you need to be tracking your net worth. Now, I have been tracking my net worth for the last 14 years, and the first time I did this, my net worth was negative $13,000. So I was well below zero, and which you might be in a similar situation. It's not that uncommon to have a negative net worth, but regardless of where you are, let's view this as a starting point. Let's view this as a baseline from which we can continue to move forward. And what's great about your net worth is that any good financial decision that you make adds to that equation. So if you're paying off debt, that adds to your net worth. If you're increasing your investments, that adds to your net worth. And for more on this, check out this other video I did about the seesaw principle and how you can use this one principle to your advantage to really help you build wealth. All right, so now I want to take you over to the computer so I can show you this free net worth tracking tool that I've been using for years and that I really love, so you can see how it works and how I use it, and you can decide if it's something you want to try out. All right, so what we are looking at here is my personal capital dashboard, and personal capital is the tool that I love to use because they have a built-in net worth tracker, which is just fantastic. And essentially what personal capital is a modern version of Quicken. And I don't know if you ever used Quicken in the past, but I used it for years and was always so frustrated with that software, and it just drove me crazy and I felt like I spent so much time. Well, anyway, personal capital, I feel like it's finally personal finance software done right. It's easy to use, it's easy to understand, it's quick, it doesn't take much time, it's very intuitive. And on top of all that, it's free. So just like Quicken or any other personal finance software, you need to connect your accounts. And once you have your accounts connected, it will automatically adjust your net worth every time that you log in. And so in our case here, we just have a handful of accounts linked up, and this is just kind of a sample account. But if we click on the net worth tab, we can see our net worth and we can see how it adjusts over time, which is just really, really fun because like I mentioned before, every good financial decision that you make contributes to this. And so you can watch your net worth grow and improve as you continue to make good financial decisions. So now to get an accurate view of your actual net worth, you do need to link up all your different accounts, and there'll be a couple other things you will want to do. So like you can come over here, link account, and so you can add your home value. And so you can go get this information from Zillow. You know, you can go to kbb.com to get like your car value and how much your car is actually worth. So you can add that into the equation as well. And you'll want to add all those things in to actually get an accurate picture of what your net worth is. But the great thing about this that I love so much more than a spreadsheet or doing this on paper is this is a one-time thing. So for all these different accounts that you're linking, it's going to automatically update for you every time you log in, and you won't have to add them back in. You know, for years I used a spreadsheet to calculate my net worth, and every single time I wanted to get that up-to-date number, I had to go back through and check all my accounts and check all my investments and just manually do all this to get it added up. And that's why I love Personal Capital for net worth trackers, because it does it for you continuously and you just have to do the work one time. So like I said, starting an account with Personal Capital is completely free. It's really simple to open an account. It's a quick sign up process. And so with all the great features that they have built in, it still kind of blows my mind that they offer this software for free, because Quicken still charges to use their software, and in my opinion, it's not nearly as good. And so you're probably wondering, just like I was when I first signed up, like how do they provide this great software for free? Like how do they make money? And the answer is this wealth management area. And basically they have a really smart business model where they created this fantastic software and provided it for free and got millions and millions of users to use it. And to all these millions and millions of users, they offer their wealth management services. And so if you happen to need help managing your investments, they are right there ready to help if you need help with it. And I love that they've made this tool available to us all for free, regardless of whether we're using their wealth management services. And I've never used their services myself, and honestly, I don't plan to, but clearly the business model is working for them because they've been doing this for years and, and only continue to improve the software. And so once you have your free account set up, you can just come over here to make sure that you link up all your different accounts that you have, and you can also add in all the other items like we were talking about before. So if you have some art that might be worth something, or some jewelry, or your home value, your car value, anything else, you can add in all these things that might need to be added in manually, so you can get a true picture of your actual net worth. And I am someone who really values security and privacy, and so I did a good amount of research into this whole thing with them. I wanted to find out how secure it is and make sure that they're really locking things down. And it turns out that they're actually probably more secure than your bank. And the reason being is, first off, the data is only read-only, so they can't actually make any changes to anything. Additionally, they use two-factor authentication, which not all banks use, surprisingly. And then on top of that, they use 256-bit encryption. And from what I understand, to try to hack into that would take like over 1 billion years of computer power to do that. So all that said, they have done a phenomenal job making this site incredibly secure to protect our information, and that makes me feel really good. And like I mentioned, Personal Capital actually has a bunch of other really cool features and tools built in, and I won't go into them in this video. I will probably make a separate video kind of talking about some of that. But if you're serious about tracking your finances, and if you've ever been annoyed by Quicken or some of the other personal finance software out there that has been less than stellar, at least in my opinion, I think it's worth checking out Personal Capital. All right, well, I hope you found that helpful. And if you did, I'd love it if you could leave us a thumbs up. That would be a major blessing. And one last thing before we wrap up, I just want to make this super clear that your worth and value as a human being is not tied to the number that you get when you calculate your net worth. And you're a smart person, I know you know this, but I just want to remind you that you were created in God's image for a purpose and for a reason. And no matter where you are on the spectrum, if you're negative $10,000 or negative $100,000 or $10 million, it just doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's just a number that we're using to track our financial progress. And whether it's high or low doesn't make you worse or better than anyone else. So anyway, like I said before, hope you enjoyed this video. That's all we have for today. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.